Aside from grades and your group of friends, a big part of the school experience are the fun and activities and as sports that after school can happen. But what if your child doesn't know what extracurricular might be best for them? Joining us now to offer some help is Barron Whited, a school counselor at Agora Cyber Charter School. So glad to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, and I think this is a really interesting topic because oftentimes I think we're enrolling them in too much.
Yes.
And it might not even be the best fit for them. So what are the benefits, first of all, of just getting them in extracurriculars?
I think the social activity is very important. The team building, the problem solving, especially if they're going off to college. A college wants to see that they did just more than go into the classroom. They want to see that they participated in some sort of activities, whether that's sports, marching band, whatever that may be. Student government is really important for that.
Because oftentimes we can find that maybe if we're passionate about something outside of school learning hours, we can combine that with our education too.
Oh,
I think,
absolutely.
right?
Yes. You think about if you're interested in going into mathematics, maybe you want to join the math club or STEM, careers. You definitely want to join things that are going to help you down the road.
So how can we help parents and kids pick the right thing for them so their attention is focused on the right activities for them?
I think that you have to have a conversation with them and just say, hey, let's talk about what your interests are. You want to focus on the strengths because you don't want them to get into something that they're not interested in because it's going to be very hard for them.
Right.
Also look at their hobbies. Do they like art? Do they like music? Do they like get involved in volunteering? It doesn't even have to be in school. It can be even in the local community. There's so many different things that they can do.
So I think we're seeing more different types of school pop up, cyber schools being one of them. And I have to think that that's a huge part, extracurriculars with cyber kids too.
Absolutely. We try to really encourage that, getting involved, at least one or two clubs or organizations. A lot of times they are virtual, but we do a lot of in-person events that they can go on field trips, like to the zoo, to like different farms. We try to do different things like that.
So I know that some parents, because their kids maybe don't want to join anything, they may force them into trying some new activities. Is that a good approach? Just have them experiment with a couple different things, even if they don't want to and they're resistant to it?
Yeah, I would probably start out with at least one and see how it goes. You don't want them to get too involved. I was a shy boy, and I have to tell you, I went right in. I was in so many different things. I was a gymnast, cheerleader, and it got to be too much. My mom and dad said, look, you got to back away because grades started affecting it, attendance, and I had to decide what was I passionate about, and that's what I try to tell parents.
And so what did you end up with? Now I'm curious, where did you end up?
A little bit of everything. I got out of student government, but just focused on cheerleading and marching band.
Oh, that's really cool. I remember these aptitude tests.
Yeah.
I think we love personality tests and that sort of thing. Can that help if you're trying to guide your kid into the right activities?
Yeah, it definitely can. I mean, I think there's a couple different things that parents should look at. Look at, is there something that they have said to you, I am really interested in that? And the good thing is that you can check out the school's website, see what's available. Even we're coming up to back to school events, orientation. Ask the school personnel, PTA groups, what is available and do they have someone that can help them and guide them? They might need a buddy, like another student that's been involved in a club organization to help them guide that through, because sometimes that's the biggest problem is that shyness, trying to overcome that.
Okay, so I'm glad that you brought that up because I really want to talk about kids who maybe don't have a lot of friends and they don't want to do anything. Maybe they're pulling back a little bit. And you as the parent see this and you want to get them involved in more activities. How do we encourage that? How do we push them a little bit to find that thing?
Yeah, well, they might see something that gets them excited. And I always say, check out what's going on the Facebook from the school perspective, just because a lot of times they show activities that are happening, and if they see that, like, oh, I might be interested in doing that. Or maybe they can just, go to one meeting and say, is this what I want to go? I mean, nothing wrong with saying, no, that's not what I want to do. It's okay.
You mentioned your scenario with you doing all of these different things, and I think this is also very true right now, especially as kids get a little bit older. Parents want to make sure that their college resume looks good and that they're getting into where they need to go. And maybe they're over-enrolled in things. Is there a right way to approach these types of things? Like, can you say one activity per session or per quarter?
Yeah, if they've never been involved in anything, try one activity the first semester or first 2 marking periods, then try another one. See how that goes. I know some students are involved in every sport.
Right.
You know, every organization, and if they can maintain, you know, good grades and everything, then go for it. But try to ease them in, maybe 1 this semester, 2 the next semester, and see how that goes.
We don't want them to feel the stress that sometimes we as adults feel,
no,
right?
Exactly. It's too much, and they don't deserve that.
And they don't, yeah.
No.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
It's
so
so
much.
good to see you again,
It's so
and so
good
glad
to
to
you.
have you here.
Thank you.